Hello. We are here at what is now known to be the replacement of Auto Challenge. This here supercars with Curtis was sort of a test to see would it work better than the Auto Challenge. Me and the Blade Summer had talked about, discussed what we were going to do, and the Blade Summer said that I had just got too much advanced stuff for him to compete, so we'll be getting rid of that. So essentially it's going to be the same thing, except we're not comparing two cars, so it's going to say the same as this. If you're a friend, not a friend, a fan of Auto Challenge, don't worry, this is going to stay here, you're good. Auto Challenge, though, will be ending after Season 3. As this here will begin Season 3. Welcome here, everybody, to the Porsche 918 Spyder. Now, the Porsche 918 Spyder is special along with the McLaren P1, which we talked about last week, and the Ferrari LaFerrari, which we are yet to talk about in this series, but we definitely will. If you want to get a sneak preview of what we're going to really be talking about with that, head on over to it. We're just talking about Auto Challenge. For Season 2 of Episode 3, you can check that out. We did a comparison to that to some other car. Right, so the Porsche 918 Spyder is a hybrid, or like the hybrid, I'm going to call it the hybrid trio type thing, of 3 supercars. The first ones to come out, McLaren P1, Porsche 918 Spyder, and Ferrari LaFerrari. Each special in their own way. The Porsche 918 Spyder being the convertible, so that you can take your roof out one. McLaren P1, the predecessor. No, the successor. Yeah, the successor, not the predecessor. Or one of those two. Whatever, the one, the following one of the McLaren F1, which came out in the 90s. So it was a long-awaited replacement for that car. And Porsche 918 Spyder. Hybrid technology. When the supercar companies make this stuff, it's good because eventually the technology that they have in these supercars will come down to the other cars. I do have a thing on my wrist. My wrist is hurt like for almost a month now. Just hurts to move it. Finally found the wrist strap, so I'll be wearing that for a while now in all of our videos. This here is from Top Gear, and I like this, but Richard Hammond had compared the P1 and the 918 Spyder. Actually, I'm going to hang this up on the wall in the studio, so it's going to be there. And I'll read it to you once I take a drink of this water. Okay. The McLaren P1 has used hybrid technology to liven up the supercar for today's performance enthusiasts. But that the 918 Spyder used hybrid technology not just to liven up the supercar for today, yet to preserve it in the future. Which is definitely true. Richard Hammond is on BBC Top Gear if you want to check it out. Depending on where you live in the world, it's on different BBC. In America, it's on BBC America. So in Britain, it's on BBC 2. Canada, BBC Canada, you know all that stuff. Those are the main countries that watch it, so like I say that. But anyways, the test of both those cars, the P1 and the other one. The P1 was called Around Town Al Gore with a Windscreen Wiper. But this one here is definitely a very good comparison between the P1 and the 918 Spyder. Totally true. And here it is. This here is the Porsche 918 Spyder. And just look at that. I do have to say, in my own opinion, that I like the McLaren P1 a bit better than this car. But really, this one here is brilliant. Now I'm going to show you a video. Okay. Let's do this. Oh, hold on. Exit out of that, hold on. Come on. Okay. Quick issue. Opened up a new tab, so I need to try to get this to work. So we're on the start web special. The thing that popped up. Here we go. Now we're at the web special. Oh, there you go. This here. Move forward with confidence. Over 30,000 victories on the racetrack. First, they make all the concept cars out of clay. They test on a really bouncy road thing. They test it there. Performance hybrid. This here is the Porsche test mule that they made in 2012. Plug-in technology. The time is right. And those are all quick pictures of the Porsche 918 Spyder. Now here's the thing. We're going to use the mouse to navigate the web special. Alright. Here we go. This here, before we get into anything, this is what the Porsche looks like. Just generally sitting there. You see the big air intakes, air here. So really, like we seen last week with the McLaren P1, the car has a lot to do with how can it move the air. To make it more aerodynamic, to get more of the gas out of it. The only thing is, I think hybrid technology is good. But I don't think it's the future for cars. Because, yes, we're going to have other ways to power things. We're doing those other things. You can see with houses. We put solar panels on our houses. You can see that in mostly houses. We have solar panels. We power things with wind power now. We use all these other things instead of gas, oil, and coal. It's all about renewable energy. And batteries. The electricity for the batteries is made through gas and coal. So that's a big process that involves gas, coal, and oil. Basically. So those things are needed to make the electricity. Right now it's a good step for the cars, but not yet. If you want to see a car with a hybrid, not hybrid, the solar panel thing, you have the Fisker Karma. That car has solar panels on its roof, and that's really the way we're going to go with things. Solar panels is probably our most likely source of energy. I think is going to work the best. You can put your solar panel on your house. We'll put it on our cars. Put it on everything. And as long as you have a way to store up that energy, let's see, we went to Home Depot. Yeah, we went to Home Depot a few weeks ago. And there was a person there saying, here, you can get solar panels on your roof of your house. So, on a house, it's different than a car. Yes, they're pretty much similar, so I'll tell you the story of it. So, you have to make sure that you don't have trees and everything around it to block the sunlight. And they say, you know, how you have snow on your roof, you still can get enough of it. Even if it's a cloudy day, you can still absorb some of the sun rays. So, your car is going to work brilliantly. For a house, you have to have a good roof. You can't have any trees, like I said, in the way, so we would have to, if we were to get one, we would have to get a new roof for our house, and we would have to cut a tree out there. 2 of them that are in the way. But besides that, back to the cars, you wouldn't have to worry about that. The solar panels would be built right in. You could put it outside, leave them outside, and then it's just going to absorb the sunlight, and you can drive with that as long as you have a place to store it. Right. Electric motors. Let's click on this. Right. So in addition to the combustion engine, which is what gas, coal, and oil use, internal combustion, the 918 Spyder has more powerful sources. Electric motors are truly ahead of their time. They're located directly in front of the rear axle and all that stuff. So essentially where these two arrows are pointing, can't put my finger like that. So basically where these two things are pointing, right here, in this area, so it's the hand that I go with. I'm going to go to the side. Where these two things are going, that's really where you get a lot of your power from. The electric motors there. So we're going to look at the high performance battery here. So, a liquid-cooled lithium-ion battery was developed specifically for the Porsche 918 Spyder. We have lithium-ion batteries. They're a bit more expensive than the alkaline batteries, but you still can get them. They're not like a lot more money, but if you get like a AA one, they're going to cost you a few more dollars. So, this one here, they use liquid to cool it down. And, so they specifically made it for this car. E-mobility. The performance of hydrodynamic neutral aspirated V8 engine combined with the efficiency, responsiveness, and torque of two electric motors is the ideal match. The electric motors offer a combined technical power and output of 286 horsepower. So like we've seen with the P1, and we'll probably see in a few weeks with the LaFerrari, the cars don't get much power from the hybrid engines. The hybrid batteries can only give, unless what do they got for the Porsche? The Porsche, like it says, 286. The P1 has about 100 and something like that. So really, you can't get it's like having a small hatchback car. You're not really going to get more than 300 out of it. Or even like a Subaru STI. Really, you're going to get 300 out of that. What's the final thing we have on here? Charging equipment. A Porsche Universal Charger, supplied as standard connected to a 240 volt electrical outlet. Your vehicle can be charged with the unit in under 2 hours. Now, you can also not go very far on just your batteries. So, the car that we're talking about, the P1 here, or not the P1, 918, along with the P1 and LaFerrari, aren't like crazy good distance for the hybrid battery powered cars, but they will be like that. Eventually we'll see that technology come up that you can go really far distance on the batteries, but it's like your phone. Let's see, my phone here, I have 84% battery life. Now, today, I wore the battery down to 14% today at school. I didn't really do much with it either. I checked the time a few times. I went on Instagram once maybe for like a minute because my school didn't let you go on Instagram on the internet. So I had to turn off the internet thing. I went on the internet for a minute. And I went on BBC News for something. So I wasn't on the internet for long. Then I came and watched a YouTube video on it. A couple videos. So, you can't get that much out of the phone. I came home after I was done watching the videos, because then I had to go eat some food. instead of doing both at the same time, being stupid, I charged my phone. Put it on the charger, got all the way to 99%. Unplugged it, went into my living room, decided to play video games instead of in the studio for once. Listened to some music, and now I'm down at 84% again. And I only unplugged it like 2 hours ago. The batteries go down fast. So if my phone was a car, I wouldn't be able to get that far. Because I unplugged my phone at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I went until about 3:30 until I charged it. And it almost died in that time. So as you can see, the batteries are going to be the future. But that time is not now. So, I think, like I said in the beginning, this year sums it up well. The McLaren P1 has used hybrid technology to liven up the supercar for today's performance enthusiasts, but the 918 Spyder used hybrid technology not just to liven up the supercar for today, but also preserve it for the future. That is well said. Right there sums up the P1 and 918. The P1 made supercars and stuff with the hybrid stuff crazy today, but the P1 knows how to use the technology in tomorrow's world of cars. But like I said, this is not the way to go with the batteries in my opinion. I would put solar panels on a car, but for now, we are seeing that batteries are working better. And I think in America we have, in 2015, every car has to be able to get 30 miles per gallon, and a lot of them can already do that. And I believe it's by 2018, every car is able to get 50 miles per gallon. And obviously that's the cars that they make from the 2015 cars, I believe, up, and then 2018 cars and up have to be 50 from then on. So the cars you have now, you don't have to worry about them being able to get 50 miles per gallon. The government still wouldn't let you have them, but I imagine they'll come out with something saying, buy a new car and we'll give you $3,000 and something like that, I don't know. But anyways, that is the supercars. Brilliant hybrid technology. Bringing you the best.